Hey there, this is Neil from Semantic, and I wanted to talk to you about guide number 10 in our Website Wins series of guides. So these are guides all designed to drive results on your website with three main objectives. So we're looking to help you fix some of the basics and some of the things that get missed. We're looking to help you learn and develop your skills, and also to help you optimize your site and try things you might not have thought about before. So this final series of three guides is all around the optimization and making you think around how you can use some of the tools and techniques to drive further sales and really make the most of your customers online. The first thing though is to check all of your conversion funnels and lead funnels are working properly. So there's a couple of things to this really. It's about making sure they are actually working. Number one, that's really basic, but you'll be surprised how many sites we look at, and you'll try an inquiry form and it just doesn't go to anyone. And that's so easy to then miss because there's no error as such. It's just something isn't happening. So it's really hard to actually keep on top of that stuff. So try and, the first part of this guide is all around listing out all the different forms you've got and making sure you do a test submission to each one and making sure then that that's going to the right place, whether that's a person or a system. But as long as these inquiries are getting followed up, because otherwise you can get 6 months down the line and realize, oh, hang on, we've not had any birthday inquiries for months. What's happened? So all of that money has just been kind of left on the table, which is obviously what we're trying to avoid here. So yeah, check in the lead generation tools that you're using. So primarily that's going to be inquiry forms, newsletters, but there's loads of others, and we've put some examples in the guide around live chat or CRM integrations, that kind of thing. So all of that stuff is really important to check. The next area, which I've separated out into a different section, is your sales funnel. So making sure everything's really clear, the product options are all working, so you can kind of go into analytics and cross-check it against your real sales data and make sure everything's being tracked, because it's really important you've got good data in order to build on and generate insights from, really. So then there's various checks we do on a sales funnel to make sure things are clear, making sure it's working, and then the biggest one is around the payment provider step. So if you can, try and go through your whole process, book tickets or buy the product, and see what the payment step's like. Is it integrated? Obviously you're doing this on your phone because we're thinking mobile first all the time. And one of the worst examples we always come across, I put a screenshot of it in the guide, but it's the WorldPay default payment page. Amazingly still, it's not optimized for mobile, so you get through to this horrible blue page that doesn't look like anything you've seen before. And that bit where users are putting in their kind of critical payment details and the bit where they're trying to trust you the most, all of a sudden, boom, oh, you've got this horrible payment page and it doesn't fit in with any of the branding. So there's loads of other options there to try and integrate it better. But yeah, making sure that's working and pulling stuff in, and all the various different card types are supported that you want is a really good thing to be doing at the moment. And then the other area then, so we've checked your lead generation, checked your sales funnels, and then it's around checking your analytics to make sure it's all being tracked accurately. So I touched on this obviously, but we've got a few simple checks that we do all the time and you might like to do in your system, but obviously that's mainly focused around making sure your goals are being tracked. There's a funnel there so you can see where users are dropping out of your process. And then also trying to look at common issues like cross-domain tracking. If you've got lots of self-referrals, so that's where you look at the referrals in analytics and you see your own site in the list, that would indicate a cross-domain tracking problem, which you'll probably need a hand fixing. So yeah, good to test your web developers and check in on them with that. But otherwise, I think that's pretty much it for the checking your lead generation funnels, making sure they're actually working. And then in the next couple of guides, we'll go on to talk about more around what you can test and ideas to try and start building on what you've got and generating some improvements. All right, well, hopefully that's helpful. Give us a shout If you've got any questions, we'd love to hear how you got on, and make sure you share it with people that you think might be interested. All right, see you next time. Thanks very much.